Oh, man. What time is it? 3 more minutes, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on in, y'all.
All of the drama and all of the stress, somehow you eliminate. And all of the doubt and all of the fear, somehow you take away. You give me a peace I can't describe. No, you don't even have to try. No, you don't even have to try. You are the center of my world, and I need no one else but you, girl. Oh, you are the center of my world, and I need no one else but you, girl. Oh, you are the center. I look in your eyes and I realize I'm exactly where I should be. We talk on the phone and you make it known that you're in it for the long haul with me. You give me a love I can't describe. No, you don't even have to try. No, you don't even have to try. And I need no one else but you, girl. Oh, you are the center of my world, and I need no one else but you, girl. Oh, you are the center.
Yeah.
Don't ever leave me, don't ever go.
Rooted, ready? It's the Rooted Radio Morning Show. It's the Rooted Radio Morning Show, yo. Yeah, I'm gonna get some people in that bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like 6 o'clock, just yet. Yo, Rooted Radio Morning Show. It's the Rooted Radio Morning Show. It's the Rooted Radio Morning Show. Yo, but you know I got that flow. Oh, I'm sorry. It's early in the morning. What's up with y'all? How y'all doing this morning? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I appreciate y'all coming in today. Hold on, let me share this shit. Yeah. I appreciate y'all being in it, bitch. I should share it, Discord. Hold on, y'all. I got some shit ready for y'all, though. I don't even do research and shit like that. Nigga did his research, man. This for y'all, man. Yeah. Yeah, I think y'all gonna like this shit right here, man. Yeah. You know. Hold it down for my city, bitch, that be the road. Bad ass bitches, bad ass house. Yeah, I think that's how we gonna do it, man. What we gonna do is start it out early in the morning. Every day it should be started off early in the morning at 6 o'clock. You know, no more jumbling around you know what I'm saying? No more jumbling around YouTube. We finna set this shit and get it orchestrated, you know what I'm saying? Set that shit, get it orchestrated. You already know what the deal is. Yeah. Yeah, so that's how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna use this as the time stamp, you know what I'm saying? This is that. What? Yeah. Okay, let me share it to some more people. Cause you know I gotta get them on this morning show. Morning show. It's the Rooted Radio. Yeah, morning show. It's the Rooted Radio. Morning show. It's the Rooted Radio. Morning show. Yeah. Yo, hey, nigga, come get a cup of that Joe. Yeah, before you grab a cup of that Joe, turn on your motherfucking radio. Yeah, turn on your motherfucking radio. Yeah. Before you get up, put your feet on the floor. Then your ass gonna grab you a Joe. Come and pop with your boy Rooted Radio. Yo, Rooted Radio. Morning show. It's the Rooted Radio. Morning show. It's the Rooted Radio. Morning show. It's the Rooted Radio. Morning show. Believe that. I say believe that. I be busting on these niggas with that. Oh man, that shit should be spinning there well. Yeah. One more time. Radio, morning show, it's the Rooted Radio. Morning show, it's the Rooted Radio. Morning show. Okay. Radio, morning show. It's the Rooted Radio. Morning show. Come on in, y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna let that beat play. Let that beat play. Yeah. I'm gonna let that bitch play. Got your hoe up in the back. Man, fuck what that bitch say. Get money in the like that. And get money, stick shit in the lake. And I take the shit out to the bank. I don't really give a fuck what they do. I don't really give a fuck what they say. Hell in the morning with the shits, man. Big rooted shit. Big rooted shit. Morning show, it's the Rooted Radio. Morning show, it's the, you know, I'ma call this shit right here smooth grind. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's gonna transition you, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Just hit me out, you know what I'm saying? This shit gonna transition you. I'ma press pause on this music too. Would you look at that? It was almost done anyway, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, yeah, I'm gonna turn that back up, you know? Yeah, welcome, y'all, you know what I'm saying? This is the Rooted Radio Morning Show. Believe that. Good morning. How y'all doing this morning, man? You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's not really a joke, but hey, how y'all doing this morning, you know? We're gonna top this shit off, you know what I'm saying? You locked in the Rooted Radio, the Rooted Radio Morning Show. This is where we start the day grounded, focused, and tapped in. No gimmicks, no rushing, just perspective. If you on the road, at work, or just waking up, this is the right place to be. Let's get into it. You know what I'm saying? Big rooted shit, babe. Yo, big rooted shit, big rooted shit, big rooted shit, big rooted shit, yeah, okay. I need to change that in the background too, in the cool. Give me a second, yeah, I gotta change that. Yo. Yeah. I ain't even gonna say it. Sometimes saying it'll fuck yourself up too, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't even gonna say it, man. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to the Rooted Radio Morning Show, man. You know, the big Rooted Radio Morning Show, you know? Oh shit, I'm sorry, I can hear myself. What the fucking, hold on. Cause I gotta monitor myself. You know, big rooted shit. Yeah, now that I can hear myself and I can monitor everything that's going on, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, what I was looking for? What was I looking for? So, how we gonna do this is every morning at 6 o'clock, you should be looking forward to the Rooted Radio Morning Show. You know what I'm saying? That'll be the start of trying to organize everything. Everything needs to be organized. I totally understand that, you know? And I understand that I need things structured and in place, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, how we gonna start every Rooted Radio, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's your favorite episode or anything, Rooted Radio morning show will start every morning at 6 a.m. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's gonna be throughout the whole day or not, but yeah, from the start of me doing the Rooted Radio morning show, you know what I'm saying? Then the music will play throughout the day, you know, which is Rooted Radio. But yeah, man, so I appreciate y'all joining this journey with me. Once again, this is the first official episode. Shit, let's turn this motherfucker up, man. So I have some things for y'all, you know, whether it's culture talk, entertainment talk, sports. I don't know too much of sports, but you know what I like to talk about, internet debates, relationships, whatever, man. It's just early in the morning, man. Grab your cup of Joe, grab you a Joe, grab you that wake and bake, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna turn this bitch up. Rooted Radio Morning Show, man, you know what I'm saying? Shout out, baby, shout the fuck out. Now, let me find out what the fuck I was looking for. Sorry. That is not it, that is not it. All right. Ooh, sorry. Do. What type of music playing anyway? Let me hear some. Okay. So it's gonna be on the background. Yeah. Rooted Radio, bitch. Rooted Radio, bitch. Yeah, early in the morning. We with the shits. Rooted Radio, bitch. Rooted Radio, bitch. Yeah. Early in the morning, nigga, we with the shits. Believe that. Yeah, so going into hip hop and business, you know, Megan Thee Stallion's opened a new Popeyes location, you know what I'm saying? Where the fuck is it? Damn, all it's telling me is Megan Thee Stallion opened a new Popeyes location. Well, all I'm gonna say is this is about ownership and brand leverage, you know what I'm saying? Ownership as in, you know, owning franchises and shit like that. And brand leverage, well, you know, your girl been having to clean up her image anyway, you know what I'm saying? She been doing a lot of things pertaining to messing with Klay Thompson, you know what I'm saying? The point guard. No, is he the point guard? Shooting guard for Dallas Mavericks, you know what I'm saying? And so far she been cleaning it up, man. And this another one right here too. On Popeyes, congratulations to her, you know what I'm saying? Now you got artists turning fame into infrastructure, you know, or fame into infrastructure. And that's a very important thing to talk on too, you know, turning fame into infrastructure, you know. That's what we all should do, especially for niggas that's in the creative media game, you know what I'm saying? You know, if you act, you know, if you do music or anything, you know, pertaining in the entertainment business. I think I seen Sauce Walker learning how to do stream with Ben the Dunn, and he was saying some shit, you know, if you're a man of things, you should have plenty skills. If you already mastered one, you should go to the other and go to the other. You know what I'm saying? We ain't building this notoriety for nothing. You know, we don't just want motherfuckers just liking our shit and coming up to us being like, oh man, I'm so odd. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, this is about branding and ownership at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Talk about branding. Shout out to Rooted Radio. It's the Rooted Radio Morning Show. Yeah, you know, fast food partnerships aren't selling out. That's what equity pays. Man, don't get on my ass about that. I don't know shit about no fast food partnership. You know what I'm saying? All I can say is Rick Ross got motherfucking Wingstop. I forgot what Shaq got, you know. I think I seen Deion Sanders now. Nah, I don't think that they own KFC. I think they was just sponsoring them niggas, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think they were just sponsoring them niggas, but still, you know. Yeah, don't get me into that. Now we gonna hit them with the truth talk, you know. Everybody wanna go viral few people want to build something that lasts, you know? We are like the exception of the roof, I'm gonna say it like that. And chasing something so quick, I don't know, that shit'll be gone. Just as quick as you get it, as quick as you can fuck it up, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, if you're a smart nigga that plan to go viral, you know what I'm saying? Man, it all works for everybody, bro. I can't sit here and just, you know, say everybody want to go viral, but few people want to build something that lasts, you know? We ain't here to shit on people, you know? But we are here to tell the motherfucking truth, you know what I'm saying? That's what we gonna do. Let me let this nigga run his shit.
Every movie tells a story, but the passion burns out quick. They don't show you the foundation, the love that truly sticks. But darling, when I look at you, I see a classic. Timeless work, not a fast food fix, not a temporary perk. I don't wanna treat your heart like it's a marathon to win. I wanna savor every single beautiful place we begin. And yeah, you got that look in your eyes, that Russian kind of need. Want the destination now, planning the impatient seed. But baby, the best gardens, they take time to grow strong. If we skip the deep roots, this whole thing would go wrong. Slow down, less. Let the feel less. Getting emotionally, then we gotta cheat. I wanna live in silence, I wanna map every scar. This ain't just a moment, darling, this is who we are. Let the world keep chasing speed, let them miss the true sign. Cause I'm taking my time with your heart, baby. Taking my time with mine. We got me in one.
Yo. Hold on. Shit, I was just gonna go in.
Hey, yo, it's the silent grind.
Since the nigga got some vocals on that bitch, let him do his thing, man.
Hey, yo. 4 a.m. watching the steam rise off the asphalt. Thinking about the choices, every mistake, every damn fault. Trying to walk the straight line, but the pavement is cracked, man. Every corner a pressure cooker, got a clutch the attack plan. Used to think good intentions were enough to pay the rent. Found out the hard way, honesty just leaves you bent. Out of shape, exposed while the snakes move through the shade. Seen the realest ones go early, casualties of the crusade. This ain't no fairy tale, ain't no happy ending here. Just concrete jungle justice fueled by survival and fear. You try to be the martyr, you try to live without the sin, but the cold truth is, man, that's how the casket win. The good die young, yeah, that's the full head live by. Only the strong survive, watching the baddies passes by. It's a marathon of silence where trust gets you killed. You gotta move chess moves, keep your intentions concealed. Survive the grind, and stay focused on the loot. Cause nice guys finish last, planted right at the root. Remember Remember nights we starved watching the clock tick slow, while the phony cats upstairs put on a lavish show. They talk about loyalty, but they cut you for a fee. That's why I keep my circle small, man. Nobody but me. Trying to switch the narrative, stacking dollars, paying dues. But the system is designed to keep you stuck right in the blues. Every successful target, you gotta keep your head low. This ain't about being rich, man. It's about watching the flow. This ain't no fairy tale, ain't no happy ending here. Just concrete jungle justice fueled by survival and fear. You try to be the martyr, you try to live without the sin. But the cold truth is, man, that's how the casket win. The good die young, yeah, that's the code they live by. Only the strong survive, watching the bad things pass us by. It's a marathon of silence where trust gets you killed. You gotta move chess moves, keep your intentions concealed. Survive the crime, and stay focused on the loop. Cause nice guys finish last, planning right at the root. Yeah. Look at the reflection. You gotta be harder than the pavement, man. Stay strong. Stay watching. Stay watching.
Cause they watching, baby. Stay watching cause they watching, you know what I'm saying? So while you bay watching, they watching. Yeah, man. Big Rooted Radio shit, you know what I'm saying? Oh shit, I'm back in the mix. Damn, look at me over here fucking some shit up. All right, bet. All right, bet. All right, so Joe Budden say he rooting for violence against Adin Ross over Doechie's comments. Joe Budden escalated the ongoing tension between streamer Adin Ross and the rapper Doechii with blunt, controversial remarks during the recent episode of the Joe Budden podcast. While discussing Doechie's song "Girl Get Up" featuring SZA, Budden said he believed there were several lines aimed directly at Ross and referenced comments previously made by Glasses Malone. Joe Budden did not mince words. I do want to say I'm rooting for Glasses Malone to get out of Crips to beat up Adin Ross. Budden said on the show, "I'm sorry, because I think that's who she's talking to on the song." And then just some other shit ended up happening. Adin Ross buy Joe Budden style sunglasses, you know what I'm saying? I guess that was his response, you know? And with that being said, internet culture copying aesthetics, I don't know. Where the inspiration ends and the clout begins, you know? Yeah, that makes sense. Where the inspiration ends and the clout begins, you know? That's when niggas, they finally glad they got some beef, so they want to troll off that beef as long as they can just to get some views, you know what I'm saying? Instead of being more inspiring, you know what I'm saying? They'll just use that at the moment. Even Joe Budden, you know, Adin Ross and Joe Budden. Now, I have no problem with Adin Ross. I haven't checked out the song "Girl Get Up." Doechii now, you know, I fuck with the women. Don't get it twisted. That's not my cup of tea. I don't really, you know, the only song I really know is "Anxiety." You know what I'm saying? And that Issa Rae fuck with her. And of course I fuck with Issa Rae and the show Insecure off HBO. Creators influencing creators now. Yeah, and that's the type of world that we want it to be anyway. Actually, creators been influencing creators, right? You know? Shit, niggas that make movies, you know, motherfuckers that rap way before the internet, you know what I'm saying? All creators been influencing creators, you know? My bad, it's just a weird question right there. Not question, but things to say. Creators influencing creators now. Yeah, man, that's just, my bad. It's confusing me even saying that shit, you know what I'm saying? Is this homage or is it internet cosplay? Yeah, once again, like I said, the inspiration is not there when a nigga got beef. They just gonna use the beef, troll out the beef, and yeah. So within 2-3 motherfucking weeks, you gonna keep hearing these niggas kind of beef just to get some views up, you know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing wrong with that. In this type of game, I guess slender is everything around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? What they said of Straight Outta Compton, our publicity is good publicity, you know? Matter of fact, shout out to 50 Cent on that. Let's go to a local power move, community focus, you know what I'm saying? Caddo Parish DA joined the Southern University Presidential Search Committee. Yeah, that's dope. So you got local leadership with a national impact, you know, why education leadership matters. Yeah, people should be educated on being a leader, you know. I mean, everybody can't be followers, everybody can't be leaders, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, if you got it in you, it should be a place where you can go, where you can sharpen your skills and continue being a dope leader in your community, you know what I'm saying? Representation in decision-making rooms. Yeah, that's dope. That's a good representation in decision-making rooms, I'll say that. Let's say a grounded takeaway. What happens locally always matter more than what people think, because it's affecting us at the end of the day, especially if you in this area. You know what I'm saying? It's affecting all of us. So it matters to pay attention to the news and shit like that, you know? Me, I'm just a regular old Joe. I don't really give a fuck about the news, to be honest, you know what I'm saying? But I do want to inform and make sure that my people know what's going on around them, you know what I'm saying? So now my job requires me to give a fuck about the news for y'all, you know what I'm saying? Rooter Radio, morning show. We in this bitch. But yeah, man. Let's go to a culture check, you know what I'm saying? Bet, you know, you got internet debates, relationships, media, and creatives, right? So Cardi B and Stephon Diggs, man. I don't even know what the hell Stephon Diggs did. But Cardi B tries to defend him, and would I say defend him? Because she was just really telling the telling the fans to get off her back, and she's like, "What y'all want me to do?" You know what I'm saying? And shit, just leave the nigga, you know. So I guess that is defending, you know. Internet jumps to conclusions fast. Yeah, sometimes the headlines are meant for you to just act like you know what the fuck you talk about, you know? I advise people, if you see the headlines and it catch your eye, you know what I'm saying? Click on it, check the links, see more about it, get more informed on it, you know what I'm saying? And then that's don't necessarily have to be no Cardi B, Stephon Diggs type shit. You see something, you know, and you want to know more about it, do some research on that shit, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no excuse these days. It's 2026, nigga. You know, AI is all around this bitch, you know what I'm saying? So I advise y'all, you know, my people, straight up, my rooted people, you know, advise y'all to start using that Chat GPT or whatever it takes to just, you know, seek information, seek guidance, seek whatever you need, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Relationships, rumors, and public pressure, man. That's a good one. Relationship, rumors, and public pressure. I say keep that relationship as close as you can, and only trust it with people you know. I'm talking about like what you call that, romantic relationships. You know, these days don't nobody need to be in your business. You know, if you got something good for you, and that's why they be calling it love and all that shit. You know, hold that shit in your heart, man. Hold that shit. I said in your heart. Hold that shit close to your heart. Y'all talk about y'all in love and shit. You know what I'm saying? Hold that shit close to your heart. Don't nobody need to know you got a man right now. And don't nobody need to know you got a girl right now. All y'all need to do is keep that shit on the low. I wouldn't put that shit on Facebook. I wouldn't have the whole hood knowing, especially the hood. Come on, man. I want to expand on the hood part, bro. I want everybody to know the hood is the bottoms, man. You know, I'm not talking about the the neighborhood, the bottoms, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the hood is the bottoms, it's poverty. This is where war at. This is where, you know, the robbers, killers, jackers, you know what I'm saying? Like, now who the fuck in the world want the hood to know all they goddamn business? You know what I'm saying? Now, maybe if you a public figure and you made it out the hood, you know what I'm saying? But like, come on, man. Come on, dog. Rumors, yeah, that shit circulates everywhere, bro. You notice this shit at high school, man. People always gonna talk. People always got something to say. The people always secretly don't like you. When you leave the room, they talking about you. You know what I'm saying? That shit, hey, that shit'll never die, man. It'll never die. You know, only thing I can say is gain your respect. Pay attention to the company you keep. You know what I'm saying? Gain your respect and pay attention to the company you keep. We're gonna do it like that, you know? Why everybody feels entitled to an opinion. I mean, yeah, fuck that. Why everybody feel entitled. That's the main key. Feel entitled to an opinion, you know? Man, the internet that gave everybody a voice in a way. And is it good? Is it bad? It get misconstrued most of the time, you know? I just seen a post before I started to do this show. Shout out to Glam Studios. But yeah, this lady posted something and she ended up, I forgot what the fuck he said, something about if he's mean to you, he's gay. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you know, it's 2026 again. We got AI taking over the world. Not just AI, like, stop saying that shit. Like, why y'all trying to say shit to hurt people? You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, how to say it, you know, and that's being entitled to an opinion. Now that you come out saying some shit like that, I'ma just say this, entitled to an opinion. But if you saying some shit like that, you gotta have facts and evidence to back it up. That's why they be like, I talk shit, but I bag it up. Sometimes they don't mean I talk shit like I'm gonna whoop your ass, and I will whoop your ass. Even though that is bagging it up, it's just the things that I'm saying, I have truth behind that. You get my point? You can't just bust out and just say some shit knowing that everybody that's your type of people is gonna share that shit, comment under that shit, and make it go viral just because they want to try to throw something in niggas' face, being like, oh, if you mean to me, then you're gay. Like, man, ain't nobody, I want some chicks to realize that, bro. Ain't nobody trying to prove to y'all shit. You get my point? So just because, I just want to say this though, just because you calling a nigga gay or calling men gay, don't mean that everybody finna try to act nice to you. I guess you trying to get the download niggas to act nice to you or some shit. I don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? But at the end though, like, it's 2026, man. Men and women ain't trying to prove shit to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Not in a bad way. They just ain't trying to prove shit to nobody. And if you chilling with them and you fucking with them, they gonna fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? But when it come down to like trying to prove, trying to chase, trying to get validation for your love type shit, man, I'm sorry, man. I'm 32. And I guess that's my demographic right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm 32, man. We ain't doing that shit. And I know some youngins that ain't doing that shit, you know, with the information that's been gathered around, you know. Them youngins ain't doing that shit. Ain't nobody sitting there just dealing with anything. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just wanted to touch on this topic, you know what I'm saying? The internet don't wait for facts, it waits for engagement. See, there it is. It don't wait for facts, it waits for engagement. And sharing things like that that's not true, you know what I'm saying? I'm not on that topic no more, but I'm just saying sharing things that's not true, you know what I'm saying? And what they call that shit, rage bait. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that shit rage baiting, and the people that want to get up under people's skin, they're going to engage in that shit. They're going to share that shit. They're going to be commenting up under that shit and think that we give a fuck about how they think, knowing that that shit is like false than a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about men and women. I'm just saying for the smart people that see dumb people posting shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird, bro. But yeah, the internet don't wait on facts, it wait on engagement. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna get through this show, so I guess through a couple of segments, I'll just let like 2 songs play every time, you know what I'm saying? This is the Rudy Radio Morning Show. I appreciate y'all tapping in. I got more topics on the way, you know what I'm saying? Let's turn this bitch up, yeah? Yeah, turn that bitch up. Turn that bitch up. Turn that bitch up. Yeah. I say turn that bitch up. Hey, turn that bitch up. Turn that bitch up. Yeah. Get in the truck. Start that bitch up. We finna go to work. And I don't give a fuck. Yeah, turn that bitch up. Turn that bitch up. That's really what it is, baby. I'm trying to get you turned up before work, man. Turn that bitch up. Hey, turn that bitch up. Turn that bitch up. Yeah. I know y'all hear me. Fuck it. Rudy Radio. It's the Rudy Radio Morning Show. 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 Yeah, nigga, know I got that flow. Before you put your feet on that floor, this the Rudy Radio Morning Show. Yeah, get you a Joe and a cup of Joe. Yeah, come on, man. Big Rudy shit. Come on. Yeah, come on. I'ma let that one play and I'ma come back, y'all. That was very, very, very fucking weird. Yeah. Back in the building. Yeah, Rooted Radio, morning show. It's the Rooted Radio, morning show. It's the Rooted Radio, morning show. Man, this shit feels so good, bro. You know what I'm saying? I put this on my, how you say it? This is one of my weaker computers. I'm gonna say it like that. You know what I'm saying? And the good thing is the radio run on this bitch smoothly. You know, and it's portable. I can take it everywhere. And I'm gonna kill y'all with this, or fuck y'all head up with this. Nigga, I'm radioing right now off a motherfucking lavender mic, you hear me? Yeah. So I can mob around the crib. Shit, I can eat, brush my teeth, whatever the fuck I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? But I can get to you, you know what I'm saying? And with me even explaining that, I mean, there's no excuse why I shouldn't be talking to you niggas through this motherfucking radio. Morning show, it's the Rooted Radio, morning show. Yeah, oh, my bad, that beat going dumb. Hold on. I get on the beat and I eat that bitch. Man, nigga, is it playing the same song again? Yeah, that look like it's the same song again. Cool, but y'all can't hear that shit anyway. So, bam. Okay, you got G Herbo and Tina Williams engaged, man. You know what I'm saying? You got fans speculating on that shit, you know what I'm saying? I think I seen the post. I was just talking, if you catch my my live ideas, sometimes I just be looking at TikTok as a entertainment thing for y'all, and we can all laugh together, talk about things together and shit like that. And one of the posts came up, and it was a DJ Academic, and he was talking about Ari and Tiana Williams, you know. And he made a little joke of being like, how to say it, you know, when Moneybagg Yo got Ari, you know, he was like, yeah, keep her occupied right quick while I'm finna go do my thing. And he was just, you know, stating that it's a difference between masculinity and soft girls, you know what I'm saying? Masculine women and soft girls. And we all know that there's a difference between that. Somebody ended up asking me, shout out to Shan, you know what I'm saying? Shan ended up asking me, so what do men like, you know what I'm saying? And I kept it real with her because I'm a street nigga, you know what I'm saying? A street nigga, I was gonna fuck with a chick like Ari, you know what I'm saying? Not like, you know, wife up, all this, to all that. And you might do wife up, you know what I'm saying? Not in a bad way, but a street nigga, I was gonna fuck with a masculine woman in a way, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, shit, you the homie. I could literally dap you the fuck up, my nigga. But the good thing is you got features, you got ass, you know what I'm saying? You got a pussy, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, anytime you want to fuck with a nigga, come through and fuck with a nigga, you know? We could go smoke us a blunt, sip us some alcohol, you know what I'm saying? Turn this bitch up, you know? Now the difference with a soft feminine lady, I think the best way I can explain it, if you watch Power Book 4 Force, you know, Maria, which is Miguel's sister, aka Tommy's girlfriend / baby mama, you know, that's a how you say, young, sweet, innocent lady that grew up around that type of environment, but she was protected the whole time, you know what I'm saying? In a way, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, how I'm trying to say it, you know, since she is like that, you know, the brother has a sense of protection over her, and even the lover, as in Tommy, has the sense of protection over her. And you'll want to protect somebody like that, you know what I'm saying? Now, with the masculine lady, you know, they feel like they don't need no protection. Ain't nothing wrong with that. They just feel like they don't need no protection. They out here thugging. They been doing it on their own. They in the streets. Get it? They thugging. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. You know, respect. Because at the end of the day, can you handle yourself? You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about too, you know? But me, I really don't give a fuck. Because I ain't going to let nobody run me at the end of the day. As long as we respecting each other, it really don't matter what type of woman you is. You know what I'm saying? As long as we respecting each other. I don't give a fuck what you did to Tom, Dick, and Harry. Actually, I do. But at the end of the day, if you ain't doing that shit to me and we cool, then we motherfucking cool. Drum roll, please, drum roll. Nigga, with my fucking drum roll. Oh, it probably did it. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do right quick is I'm gonna pause this music. Yeah. I know it was playing in the background. But we gonna cut that shit up. And now, drum roll, please. You know. Yeah, man. So it's a difference between masculine and femininity. There's always a difference between masculine and femininity, right? You know, but like I say, some niggas are stay-at-home niggas these days, and some women is just hard working go-getters. So it came to the point that it ain't just men are the hard-working go-getters, and it ain't just women standing in the crib. Now, as the years pass by, you got niggas that stand in the crib, and some ladies will take care of them, you know what I'm saying? And you got, niggas that stand in the crib, some ladies will take care of them, and you got, what the fuck am I trying to say? Hard-working women. Yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to say. The hard-working women are taking care of the niggas that don't mind being taken care of. That's what I was trying to say. I don't know why I lost the train of thought on that. You know what I'm saying? I did write some kind of sports shit down. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Stefanski, the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, got fired, and the internet is turning up about it. Shedeur Sanders was drafted by the Browns in the 5th round. You know what I'm saying? Flacco started the season. Then you had Dylan Gabriel. Then even Kenny Pickett gets reps. I'm talking about reps in the game. Some nigga that we ain't never heard of, that's a quarterback, even got reps way before Shedeur Sanders. Fans started accusing Stefanski of trying to sabotage Sanders. The media started asking why is he not playing? You know what I'm saying? Come week 11, Shedeur Sanders finally get his shot. You know what I'm saying? And the rest is history. Not the rest is history, but now, you know, it ain't no question that Shedeur Sanders is gonna be the motherfucking quarterback of the Cleveland Browns franchise. You know what I'm saying? Then I also seen something saying that the Browns is looking for a coach. I seen the coach having a press run and shit like that. And it made me think, not just made me think, the question came about too. It was saying about Deion Sanders, you know. It was saying shit, you know, that'll be a powerful combination if Deion Sanders and Shedeur Sanders, or Deion Sanders become the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. And, you know, shit. Hey, all I'm going to say is they done up around this mug. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have, and then niggas gotta hit you with, that's how Shedeur really doing everybody, you know? Really shitting out niggas and at the end, you know?
Gotcha, bitch!
Trying to get that motherfucking money, man. Yeah, so that'll be dope if, but I think he said he'll never coach in the NFL. Speaking of Coach Sanders, and the way that they shitted on Deion for the season that he had this year, shit, I wouldn't be surprised if he do the same thing he did in Mississippi and say, fuck Colorado, I'm going to Cleveland where my son at. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but hey, we all just preaching and hope shit happen. You know what I'm saying? And at the end is one of these.
Emotional damage!
Yeah. In other news, the Dallas rapper Zeta Wizard dies. Dies days after the New Year's. I'm sorry, I don't just want to say dies. That we ain't gonna leave it at that. But the rapper from Dallas, Zeta Wizard, dies after New Year's. You know what I'm saying? Rumors was already speculating that the rapper died on New Year's. Montana 300 ended up clearing the air on the internet saying he's in critical condition. But I just want to inform y'all today that Z the Wizard is, let's just keep him in our prayers. You know what I'm saying? My bad, I ain't like a big Christian like that, but we're gonna make sure we say the right things. You know what I'm saying? Because I never heard of his music. You know what I'm saying? But he's a local, as in Shreveport, Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I'm gonna check some of his music out. Yeah, and try to pay homage to him. But yeah, this radio show is different. We don't just play. I said we don't just play. We don't play everybody's music. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody trying to get no damn strike. I'm gonna say it just like that. Ain't nobody trying to get no damn strike. So all this music is either on or unreleased music that's exclusively released on Rooted Radio. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of that, I need to holler at Britain. Britain, come holler at me, baby. I need some of them sounds, man. Especially the song we just did, Yeah, was it more that I wrote down? I know I wrote more than that shit. I mean, I got more. It's just some I wrote, some AI wrote. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, nigga, I'm working with that bitch. You heard me? Yo. So, everybody love a comeback. They just don't like letting people change. Okay, everybody love a comeback. They just don't like letting people change. Story of my motherfucking life, you know what I'm saying? Shit, they'll love to watch niggas on TV have a comeback, you know what I'm saying? But they don't like letting people change because some people comfortable with you, man. Wherever you at, they comfortable with where you at. They don't want you growing. That should've, it's like a mirror. Everything like a mirror sometimes. It's like a mirror showing them they flaws and shit because you trying and you doing better with your life or trying to do things better with your life and, they think they got it all figured out. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, it's funny the way the people that act like they got it all figured out, the ones with the knowledge is still trying to get more and 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 more knowledge. You know what I'm saying? The people that act like they got it figured out, they limited they damn self, if you ask me. You act like you got it out, so you ain't trying to learn shit, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You act like you got it figured out. Apparently you ain't trying to learn shit. And when somebody tell you shit, you gonna act like you already knew that shit. Arrogant motherfuckers, man. Arrogance. But the whole time it's just one of these.
Emotional damage.
Stupid. Yeah, man. So look, I'm gonna let some music ride, you know what I'm saying? For like, what? Yeah, let this one ride, man. We got some smooth grind energy. Lock in, Smooth grind energy. You know what I'm saying? Let's turn this bitch back up. Drum roll, please. Yeah, boy.
guess I'm doing alright. And if you had something to say, you'd have said it already. Like, man, could have been a DM or something. You know what I mean? But now it's gonna have to be a song. And for you. That's the worst place it could have been. Cause you don't have the bars to fuck with me, you never did. You never will, you might have the money, you might have the bitches, you might have the jury, you might have the glitz. But when it comes to these words, don't give a fuck what you heard. I'm the best, I always was, I always will be. And that's it, that's the tweet. And you know that cause your bitch retweeted it. And that's on God, Southern Takeover, part 2, the return. You thought the South was running it before. Wait till we get back, and when I say we, I don't mean you. You didn't deserve it if I say it. Didn't deserve it the first time. I don't mean didn't deserve it the first time. But I'm not gonna get it this time. But I'm not a hater, I hope you make some money. I hope you stay out of jail, I hope you have some kids, maybe a son. You know what I mean. But you don't deserve to be where I am. And you know it, so stay in your place, stay on the bench. Don't get in the game, cause I promise you I'ma fuck you up, and that's the bar, no. I don't wanna do a song with you, no. I don't want you to put me on your plate. I don't wanna meet your A&R. I don't wanna meet your manager. I don't wanna meet your producer. I don't wanna meet your mama. I don't wanna meet your sister. I don't wanna meet your family. I don't wanna go to me Grammys. I don't wanna go to the beating baby. I don't wanna go to the M&S shit. I don't wanna go to my mother and shit. I wanna go home. I don't give a fuck what y'all got going on. I don't give a fuck. I'm the best. That's all I ever wanted. And that's all I ever will be. That's it.
Every time we break, we end up closer. They don't understand. A little jealous of what we have, but that's their problem. Our love's too poppin', too poppin'. You know what they say, what don't kill you makes you stronger, babe. With you, no, I don't run from you. Keep it one-on-one with you, one-on-one with you. They can understand our thing. They think we're crazy, but well, you know what they say, what don't kill you makes you stronger. shell. Yeah, making you into a mess. Like a dream that you couldn't forget. Like the day you discovered I exist. Baby, you know what you need to admit. Every time you say she's a witch, I know what you meant. Boys like you should know better. You should know better. But they never do. They never do. Got magnetic pussy. You'll get addicted to me. Don't believe in me. You lose it all in a minute. In a minute. Yeah, in a minute.
My bad, y'all. I set a timer for like 10 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Give y'all some 10-minute jams, you know what I'm saying? You know. Now, I appreciate y'all again joining in, you know what I'm saying? Letting everybody know what the motherfucking deal is. It's the Rooted Radio Morning Show. It's the Rooted Radio Morning Show, you know? And we in this bitch, man. That's one thing that you can't say about Big Rooted. You know what I'm saying? If we ain't in this bitch, I don't know where the fuck we at, baby. But nah, let me chill out, though. And I know, like, a couple of days ago, I had it set down for a minute, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure that I keep this bitch rolling 24/7. And now, I'm dedicated to giving y'all a show every fucking morning. You know what I'm saying? And watch some TikToks every night, I guess. Watch some shit every night, you know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. But still, we're gonna start slow. You know, I got a lot of ideas. We're just gonna start slow and hit y'all with the Rooted Radio Morning Show. You know what I'm saying? And maybe after this, I'll play some Justice Files again, you know what I'm saying? And then we'll get back to the Rooted Radio, as in just the music. The music name is Rooted Radio. All right, boom. All right, so let's get back to it, you know? We're gonna call this the Rooted segment, you know? Because we all rooted around this bitch, right? So, let me see, is the music in there? Okay, yeah, I like that. All right, boom. So, discipline, building from nothing, and truth talk. You know what I'm saying? I guess I'll rotate names, but we're going to say built, not given. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to pick 2 to 3 talking points. You know what I'm saying? We're just going to see how this shit goes, you know? First, let me think of one, though. Oh, that's a good one. Nobody see the born days, you know? Yeah, nobody see the born days. And man, it's funny, speaking of that, man, I was finna have not a breakdown, you know? I was texting my homie and shit, and he felt like I was saying fuck him, you know what I'm saying? But I was coming to the realization is this shit is a one-man army, man. It's ran by me, you know what I'm saying? And of course I want others to, you know, share their stories, do their things, do this and do that, you know what I'm saying? But in order to do that, you know, a nigga gotta build the platform. I gotta build the trust, you know what I'm saying? Even with like giving the news and shit, I gotta build the trust, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm here to do. That's what I'm not even trying to do. That's what I'm set out to do, and that's just what it is. So right now it's gonna be the Rooted Radio Morning Show. That's another consistency thing, you know what I'm saying, that I could put on this bitch, you know. And once again, shout out to Shan, you know what I'm saying. She is fucking with me. I'm gonna try to get her to mess with me on this news shit, you know what I'm saying. You know, or whoever, you know what I'm saying. We're gonna come up with the news together. You just do the news segment, you know what I'm saying. But, you know, I ain't gonna trip, you know. There's a lot of people I've been hollering at that I would love to interview also and get them on the show, you know what I'm saying? But once again, nobody sees the boring days, you know? And the boring days is, you know, fucking realizing you all on your own at the end of the day, you know? And it's cool, but at the end, and I ain't saying I don't have a team. I'm saying that they got things that they need to focus on too. You can't, this is what I'm learning too, you can't have, how to say it, you can't have people so much focused on your shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't say you can't have, but people are not solely focused on your shit. You get my point? Like, they got other things that they want to do too. You know what I'm saying? And you got to respect that, man. Not just other things that they want to do. Is they got a vision of how their life is too. You know what I'm saying? You know, and they believe in your vision. They're gonna work with you and do whatever. But at the end, we still gotta respect that these niggas got their own shit too. You know what I'm saying? And here at Rooted Republic, don't get it twisted. We respect that. You know what I'm saying? Just fuck with me, cause I'm just trying to help distribute that shit. You know what I'm saying? So any artists that got any unreleased music and shit, you know what I'm saying? Let's broker a deal. Let's do a deal, you know? Let's exclusively drop that bitch on Rooted Radio before that bitch even touch the DSPs, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get that local music first, you know? You gonna hear that shit first, exclusively here on Big Rooted Radio. Shout out to my nigga Red, you know? Hopefully one of his songs play next. I'm not gonna bother that shit, cause right now I'm focused on the show at the moment, you know what I'm saying? Not in a bad way, I'm just saying I'm focused on the show right now, you know what I'm saying? Consistency doesn't feel exciting. It feels lonely. And yeah, I can agree to that. The reason why I say I can agree is because, man, at first I was on the road, right? And I think some people can agree. And last night, you know what, last night showed me something, and I appreciate everybody that was in the comments, everybody that was fucking with me, running it with me and shit like that. That's the type of shit I like, you know? I want to see that, and that shit'll be like, keep going, Wes, keep going. Even though I don't see that shit, I'm gonna keep going though, you know what I'm saying? That's why they say it doesn't feel exciting, it feels lonely. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I'll be doing this show, and I'll be seeing like 2-3 people cover that bitch. I'll be like, man, what's him, yeah? But, you know, I guess the shit ain't crunk enough for him at the moment, you know what I'm saying? But this consistency, you know what I'm saying? It'll build trust again, you know what I'm saying? And people will tune in. So that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to wake up one morning, not wake up one morning, but like be on this bitch at 6 o'clock in the morning and 100 people in this bitch, you know what I'm saying? That shit'll make a nigga proud now, you know? But then it goes to this, if you keep showing up, results have to happen. Let's make sure we clarify that shit, you know what I'm saying? If you keep showing up, results have to happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the consistency, even though it don't feel exciting, you know what I'm saying? But if you keep showing up, results have to happen, you know? And I think today, shit, or mid today and, you know, earlier today and yesterday, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been going live back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I actually been like working on I bought a new computer box and shit like that. Been working on that, trying to make sure that this is something I could work with. I like it though. I mean, I actually put it in my room, you know what I'm saying? I miss making music in my room anyway. At first I had a big ass bed in there. And then I thought about it, I could just turn this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? But that's on a whole nother thing, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you keep showing up, results have to happen. You ever heard the term when it was like you put into the universe, if you put so much into the universe, you know what I'm saying? That shit gonna come back tenfold, man. So at the end, just keep dropping shit, keep putting shit out there, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tommy Ward, man. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, I'm just gonna say that. Shout out to Tommy Ward. I guess some of the inspiration do come from him too. He's a beast, don't get it twisted. I'm not knocking none of that. Some of the inspiration do come from him too, but I just noticed one thing, that nigga stay consistent. That nigga stay consistent to the point that people come there and fuck with him. But he got the space also, but still, people come there and fuck with him and like really, really, really fucking with him. You know what I'm saying? Even to the point that now they got a morning show too. You know what I'm saying? Not two, but you know, they got their own morning show. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, I see it. You know, people try to act like they don't see the grind. This Rooted Radio right here, nigga, I see the grind. You know, I ain't speaking on niggas' names for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even know some of them, and I speak on their names still just to be like, yeah, you know? And even earlier, I was watching some shit from Early Bird Media. I think it was Nene the Brat, whoever the fuck. It was her and two other niggas, you know? And it was a song called Save Me From the Streets. I'm fucking with that. Yeah, me straight up. So, and niggas ain't asked me to do that. Even my nigga, the little youngins I used to work with at Margaritaville, they had a little video that ended up popping up on, they had a big video that ended up popping up on the nigga shit, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we do at Rooted Radio, man. It's big. Everything big, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if you the tiniest nigga in the world, we still gonna call you Big Tiny, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, even though them little young niggas, you know what I'm saying? And that shit actually went hard, to be honest. But still, you know, I'm sharing that shit. Not sharing it, but showing it on that shit. I don't need permission. No, I don't think I need permission to show niggas love. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they feel like they don't want their shit on my shit, you know what I'm saying? I totally understand. That's respectable. You know what I'm saying? I wait till I get my shit up there, or you should wait till I get my shit up there, or we just ain't gonna holler at each other, you know, because I'm not chasing nobody. Not in a bad way. That's just not my thing. We ain't chasing niggas. We just hollering at niggas and building relationships with them. And if you're fucking with it, you're fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? Even shit, once again, shout out to my nigga Reddy Clark, man. You know, that nigga came through, that nigga dropped me a couple songs, you know what I'm saying? Shit, and we released them bitches on Big Rooted Radio. Then he just hit me up today and asked me to give him like 5 songs to put on his shit. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. That's just real nigga shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm not special, I'm consistent. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. As a matter of fact, I want y'all to say that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not special, I'm consistent, you know? That's the difference, you know? Big rooted shit, you know what I'm saying? Tell your big booty bitch suck on his big rooted dick. Yo, but I still try to be me though, you know what I'm saying? I'm just one gangster ass professional nigga, you know what I'm saying? Rather you like me or not, I still gotta be me. You know what I'm saying? This is not, if you came here to hear some super political correct shit, this is not the place for you. You know what I'm saying? If you rooted, you grounded, and got some soul in this bitch, then this the place for you, baby. You know what I'm saying? So check this out, man. Whatever you doing today, do it with intention. No rushing, no shortcuts. Stack today on top of yesterday. Shit, I'll be back tomorrow morning, you know what I'm saying? Yeah? Yeah. What y'all think about that, man? I think that was a good, successful motherfucking show. You know? Big Rooted Radio, morning show. You know, I ended up touching on the sports. I touched on the culture. I touched on some entertainment, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure I get my research straight, have more for y'all. It'll be a longer show tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm trying to make sure that I stay updated. Keep these dates going, I think. Yeah, or should I just name the episodes, and that way you'll know that they're different episodes and stuff like that. But yeah, man, I'm a night owl, bro. Meaning, you know, most of the times I'm gonna stay up till at least 6. So you can expect that every morning coming from a gangsta ass nigga like me. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, I present to you the Rooted Radio Morning Show. spit on that bitch. Yeah, Rooted Radio on the show. We just did that, bitch nigga do it in yeah, I don't give a fuck what a bitch nigga say. I be getting to the money, I be getting to the cake, do it every fucking day. Fuck what they talk, I'm a real ass nigga. That ain't my fault, I don't really give a fuck what a pussy nigga do. I'm the motherfucking truth nigga. Who the fuck is you, nigga? You ain't heard of that Rooted fucking Radio shit? And I back with a Rooted fucking Radio? Yeah. But yeah though, once again, or full of hate towards his own time. Man, I don't get into all that, you know. And shout out to my hometown, Monroe, Louisiana, man. I'm out this bitch, y'all. You know what? I did say I'm gonna play some Justice Files, didn't I? Give me a second, y'all. I'm allowed to fuck with Justice Files. I fuck the bitch nigga right now to some motherfuckers Justice Files.
Tonight on Justice Files.
You're listening to Justice
For years,
Files.
women were assaulted across Louisiana. Different parishes, different reports, no suspect. The attacks were treated as isolated crimes. They were not. Justice would come, but only after years of silence. Brought to you by Rooted Radio. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, women across southern Louisiana reported violent sexual assaults. The attacks occurred in different parishes, different jurisdictions. Because of that, each case was investigated on its own. The man responsible was Christopher Sepulvado. Sepulvado moved through Louisiana communities without drawing attention. He targeted women in their homes. He relied on fear and silence. Over time, the violence escalated. In 1992, a young woman named Dina Bennett was murdered. At the time, the case went unsolved. Evidence existed, but technology had not yet caught up. For years, the assaults and the murder remained unconnected. Victims carried the trauma alone. Families waited for answers. The turning point came years later. Advances in DNA testing allowed investigators to revisit old evidence. The results told a different story. Multiple crimes, one offender. Christopher Sepulvado was arrested. As investigators reviewed past reports, the full scope of his crimes became clear. Assaults that once seemed isolated were part of a long-running pattern. Sepulvado was convicted of murder and multiple counts of sexual assault. He was sentenced to life in prison. For the victims and their families, justice finally arrived. But it came years after the damage was done. This case shows how long justice can take when crimes are kept separate, and voices go unheard. Justice Files is brought to you by Rooted Radio, because some truths only surface years later. Tonight on Justice Files. In Houston, Texas, teenage boys were disappearing for years. Runaways, friends, sons, their disappearances were ignored, written off as runaways. The truth would only come out by accident, and by then, dozens were already dead. Brought to you by Rooted Radio. In the early 1970s, Houston was experiencing a rise in missing teenagers. Young boys vanished from neighborhoods and bus stops. Some had troubled backgrounds, others did not. Because many were labeled runaways, their cases received little attention. The man responsible was Dean Corll. Corll lived quietly in the Houston area. He worked, he socialized, and he was trusted by young people. Over the course of several years, boys were lured, restrained, and murdered. Their bodies were buried in remote locations. Despite the growing number of disappearances, no pattern was officially recognized. Families searched. Police lacked urgency. The violence continued unchecked. Justice did not arrive through investigation. It arrived through chance. In 1973, one of Corll's accomplices shot and killed him during an argument. Only then did the truth emerge. Authorities uncovered mass graves. Dozens of victims were identified. Many families finally learned what had happened to their sons. Dean Corll was responsible for one of the largest serial murder cases in American history, but he was never brought to trial. Justice came in the form of truth, but it came far too late for the victims. This case shows what happens when disappearances are dismissed, when victims are labeled instead of protected. Justice Files is brought to you by Rooted Radio, because sometimes the truth only comes out after the killing stops. Tonight, on Justice Files. For years, bodies were found near railroad tracks across the South. Different towns, different states, no clear suspect. Police believed the killings were isolated. They were not. One man was riding the rails, and justice would take years to catch up. Brought to you by Rooted Radio. In the late 1990s, communities across Texas and the Deep South began discovering bodies near railroad tracks. The victims were men and women. Some were homeless. Others were simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. At first, the murders did not appear connected. Different weapons were used, different locations, different circumstances. Law enforcement agencies worked their own cases. Information moved slowly. Patterns were missed. Behind the scenes, a single offender was moving freely. Angel Maturino Resendez became known as the Railroad Killer. He traveled by hopping freight trains. He had no fixed address. He left little behind. The killings stretched across multiple states, including Texas. Victims were attacked in their homes. Some were beaten. Some were stabbed. Others were sexually assaulted. Because the crimes crossed jurisdictions, no single agency saw the full picture. Each murder was treated as a local tragedy. As fear spread, sketches were released. Tips poured in, but the killer kept moving. The break came in 1999. After another murder, a fingerprint finally linked several crimes together. Resendez was identified, but he vanished. Days later, he resurfaced in Mexico. In an unexpected move, his own family convinced him to surrender. Resendez was extradited to Texas. Evidence from multiple states followed. In court, the scope of his crimes became clear. Murders that once seemed random were now connected. A pattern finally emerged. Angel Maturino Resendez was convicted of murder. He was sentenced to death. For many families, answers came years too late. The killings had continued longer than they should have. This case shows how easily justice can slip through the cracks, especially when crimes cross borders. Justice Files is brought to you by Rooted Radio, because some killers are only stopped after years of silence. Tonight, on Justice Files. In rural Louisiana parishes, young women were vanishing over the years. Back roads, small towns, few witnesses. The disappearances were dismissed as unrelated. They were not. Justice would come, but only after time ran out. Brought to you by Rooted Radio. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, families in rural Louisiana began reporting missing daughters. Some disappeared after nights out. Others were last seen along familiar roads. Because the cases occurred in different parishes, each was handled separately. The man responsible was Christopher Lee Sepulvado. Sepulvado lived in the area. He worked. He blended into small-town life. Over time, women were assaulted and killed. The crimes were quiet. The fear stayed local. Evidence existed in early cases. But technology was limited. Connections were missed. Years later, advances in DNA testing changed everything. Old evidence was retested. Patterns finally emerged. Christopher Lee Sepulvado was arrested. As investigators revisited parish files, the scope of his crimes became clear. Violence that had spanned years. Sepulvado was convicted of murder and sexual assault. He was sentenced to life in prison. For families, answers finally came. But they came long after hope had faded. This case shows how easily violence can stay hidden when crimes are kept local and separate. Justice Files is brought to you by Rooted Radio. Because justice delayed leaves families waiting. Tonight on Justice Files. In small-town Arkansas, women were being stalked and murdered. Different years, different scenes. No arrest. Fear spread quietly. The killer blended in. Justice would come, but only after years of silence. Brought to you by Rooted Radio. In the early 2000s, residents of rural Arkansas were unsettled by a series of violent crimes. Women were attacked in isolated areas. Some survived, others did not. The cases occurred years apart. Different counties, different investigators. Because of that, the crimes were never fully connected. The man responsible was Charles Ray Vines. Vines lived an ordinary life in Arkansas. He worked, he had a family, and he drew little attention. Over time, women were stalked, assaulted, and killed. Each case treated as an isolated tragedy. Years passed. Families waited. Fear lingered in small communities. The turning point came when DNA evidence was finally re-examined. Old cases were reopened. Connections emerged. Charles Ray Vines was arrested. As investigators pieced together the timeline, the scope of his crimes became clear. Murders that could have been stopped sooner. Vines was convicted of murder. He was sentenced to life in prison. For the victims' families, justice finally arrived. But it arrived years too late. This case shows how violence can hide in quiet places. When time separates crimes, justice often falls behind. Justice Files is brought to you by Rooted Radio. Because silence can be just as deadly as darkness. Tonight, on Justice Files. Across Arkansas and Texas, women were attacked over a span of years. Different towns, different scenes, no clear link. The violence crossed state lines. The pattern went unnoticed. Justice would come, but only after time was lost. Brought to you by Rooted Radio. In the 1990s, law enforcement agencies in Arkansas and neighboring states investigated a series of violent crimes. The victims were women. Some survived, others did not. Because the attacks occurred in different towns and across state lines, each case was handled on its own. The man responsible was Charles Ray Hatcher. Hatcher moved between communities. He relied on familiarity and opportunity. He believed the distance between jurisdictions would protect him. Over time, the violence escalated. Assaults became more severe. Murders followed. Despite similarities in the crimes, no unified investigation existed. Warnings were missed. The turning point came when evidence from multiple cases was finally compared. Witness accounts aligned. Patterns emerged. Charles Ray Hatcher was arrested. In court, the scope of his crimes became clear. Attacks once thought unrelated were now connected. Hatcher was convicted of murder and other violent offenses. He was sentenced to life in prison. For the victims and their families, justice finally arrived. But it arrived after years of unanswered questions. This case shows how easily violence can move when borders slow communication. Justice Files is brought to you by Rooted Radio. Because justice delayed crosses lines just like crime does.
Stick with the source. The next block of music is ready, fully curated and sequenced. Don't go anywhere. The flow continues on Rooted Radio.
Tonight on Justice Files. In Dallas, Texas, women were being murdered and mutilated. Different locations, different victims, a signature no one wanted to acknowledge. The killer lived quietly among them, and justice came only after years of fear. Brought to you by Rooted Radio. In the late 1980s, Dallas was confronted with a disturbing series of murders. Women were found dead in vacant buildings and alleyways. Their bodies showed signs of extreme violence. The crimes appeared connected, but early investigations struggled to move forward. The man responsible was Charles Albright. Albright lived a seemingly ordinary life in Dallas. He worked. He blended into the city. Few suspected the truth. Over several years, women were murdered. A disturbing pattern emerged. Each victim had been deliberately mutilated, a signature that pointed to a single offender. Despite this, the killings continued. Leads were slow. Fear spread quietly. The turning point came when investigators began focusing on Albright. Witness statements, physical evidence, and his background finally aligned. Charles Albright was arrested. In court, the full picture came into focus. The murders were not random. They were intentional and repeated. Albright was convicted of murder. He was sentenced to life in prison. For the victims' families, justice finally came. But it came only after years of terror. This case shows how even obvious patterns can be ignored when systems hesitate to act. Justice Files is brought to you by Rooted Radio. Because justice delayed leaves scars that never fade. Tonight on Justice Files. For years, women were attacked across Texas, different cities, different scenes. No clear suspect. Police believed the crimes were unrelated. They were wrong. Justice would come, but only after years of violence. Brought to you by Rooted Radio. In the late 1970s and early 1980s, Texas law enforcement investigated a series of violent assaults and murders. The victims were women. Many were attacked in residential areas. The crimes appeared random. Different neighborhoods. Different circumstances. Because of this, the attacks were handled as separate cases. The man responsible was Carl Eugene Watts. Watts moved through Texas cities without drawing attention. He targeted women walking alone, striking quickly before disappearing. Over time, the violence escalated. Some victims survived. Others did not. Despite similarities in the attacks, no single agency connected the cases. Patterns were missed. Watts continued for years. The turning point came when investigators finally compared details across multiple crimes, witness accounts, methods, locations. Carl Eugene Watts was arrested. In custody, evidence tied him to numerous attacks. Murders that had gone unsolved were now connected. Watts was convicted of murder and other violent crimes. He received multiple life sentences. For victims and their families, justice finally arrived. But it came after years of fear and unanswered questions. This case shows what happens when violence hides behind randomness. When patterns go unnoticed, danger spreads. Justice Files is brought to you by Rooted Radio, because some killers are only stopped after years of missed connections. Tonight on Justice Files. For years, fires broke out in a quiet Arkansas town. Homes burned, lives were lost, and each time it was ruled an accident. But the truth was far darker, and justice would come far too late. Brought to you by Rooted Radio. In the 1990s, the town of Gentry, Arkansas appeared peaceful on the surface. A small community, quiet streets, familiar faces. But behind closed doors, a deadly pattern was forming. Billy Joe Haught was known in town. He was a husband, a father, and a volunteer firefighter. When fires broke out, Haught often responded. He was trusted, respected, never suspected. The first fire killed his wife. Investigators ruled it accidental. Years later, another fire took the lives of 2 of his children. Again, authorities believed it was a tragic accident. The deaths devastated the community, but no criminal investigation followed. Behind the scenes, warning signs were missed, patterns were ignored, and a killer remained free. It was not until years later that investigators began to take a closer look. Advances in fire science raised new questions. Experts determined the fires were not accidental. They were intentionally set. Billy Joe Haught was arrested. In court, the truth emerged. The man trusted to help others escape burning homes had been responsible for the fires himself. Haught was convicted of murder. He was sentenced to life in prison. For the town of Gentry, the realization was devastating. The danger had not come from outside. It had been living among them. Justice came, but it came years too late. This case is a reminder. Evil does not always arrive as a stranger. Sometimes it wears a uniform. And sometimes it earns trust. Justice Files is brought to you by Rooted Radio, because some truths only come out after the damage is done. Tonight on Justice Files. In New Orleans, trust was placed in the wrong hands. A badge, a uniform, and a history of warning signs. The danger was known, but it was ignored. Justice would come, only after blood was shed. Brought to you by Rooted Radio. In the mid-1990s, Antoinette Frank served as a police officer in New Orleans. She wore a badge, she carried a weapon, and she was trusted with public safety. Behind the scenes, warning signs were present. Complaints were made. Concerns about her behavior were documented. Despite those concerns, Frank remained on the force. On a March night in 1995, the consequences of that decision became clear. Frank and an accomplice entered a local restaurant. What followed was a robbery turned execution. 3 people were murdered, including a fellow police officer. The city was stunned. The department was forced to confront its own failures. Investigators quickly identified Antoinette Frank as a suspect. The evidence was overwhelming. In court, her history came into focus: the warning signs, the missed opportunities, the decisions that kept her armed and employed. Antoinette Frank was convicted of capital murder. She was sentenced to death. Justice came swiftly in the courtroom, but it came after lives were lost. Lives that could have been protected. This case shows what happens when authority goes unchecked, when warning signs are dismissed because of a uniform. Justice Files is brought to you by Rooted Radio, because delayed accountability can be deadly. Tonight on Justice Files. In rural Arkansas, warning signs were visible for years. Violence, isolation, threats ignored. When the killing finally started, it came from inside one family. Justice came quickly, but prevention came far too late. Brought to you by Rooted Radio. In the years leading up to 1987, Ronald Gene Simmons lived a life marked by control and abuse. He isolated his family in rural Arkansas. Violence inside the home was known, but rarely confronted. Authorities were aware of troubling behavior. Complaints were made. Interventions were limited. Then, in December of 1987, the violence escalated beyond the family. Simmons murdered multiple members of his own household. The killings went unnoticed for days. When he finally left the home, he carried the violence into the community. People were shot at workplaces and public spaces. The attacks shocked the state of Arkansas. Communities struggled to understand how it had gone this far. Ronald Gene Simmons was arrested. The evidence was overwhelming. Confessions followed. He was convicted of capital murder. He was sentenced to death. Justice came swiftly in court, but it came after years of missed warning signs. This case shows that delayed justice does not always mean delayed punishment. Sometimes it means delayed prevention. Justice Files is brought to you by Rooted Radio, because ignoring warning signs can be just as deadly as missing evidence. Tonight, on Justice Files. In Texas, women were disappearing over a span of years. Different cities, different crime scenes, a pattern slow to surface. The killer hid behind routine and familiarity. Justice would take years to arrive. Brought to you by Rooted Radio. In the late 1980s and throughout the 1990s, Texas investigators handled a series of murders involving women. Some victims were last seen during everyday routines. Others vanished without witnesses. Because the crimes occurred in different cities, each case was investigated on its own. The man responsible was Anthony Allen Shore. Shore lived an unremarkable life in Texas. He worked. He blended into the background. Over time, women were abducted, assaulted, and murdered. The violence escalated. Despite similarities across cases, no unified investigation existed early on. Connections were missed. The turning point came as forensic evidence improved. DNA and witness information began to align. Anthony Allen Shore was arrested. As detectives reviewed years of cases together, the scope of his crimes became clear. Murders that could have been stopped sooner. Shore was convicted of multiple murders. He was sentenced to death. For the victims' families, justice finally came, but it came after years of fear and unanswered questions. This case shows how ordinary routines can mask extraordinary violence. When patterns take years to surface, justice follows far behind. Justice Files is brought to you by Rooted Radio, because justice delayed leaves lasting damage. Tonight, on Justice Files. For years, young men were disappearing across rural Louisiana. Different towns, different parishes, no clear connection. Families searched for answers. Authorities treated the cases as isolated incidents. But the truth was far darker. One man was moving freely, and justice was years away. Brought to you by Rooted Radio. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, southern Louisiana became the backdrop for a quiet pattern of violence. Young men began turning up dead. Some bodies were found in fields, others in ditches. Many were discovered near waterways or remote roads. The victims came from different towns and parishes. They lived different lives, but they shared one tragic outcome. At the time, law enforcement did not believe the deaths were connected. Each case was handled separately. Each investigation stayed local. Families were left with few answers. Some were told their loved ones had fallen victim to random violence. Others were told there simply was not enough evidence. Behind the scenes, a pattern was being missed. The timeline stretched across nearly a decade. The killings continued, and the warnings went unheard. The turning point came in 2006. A traffic stop led investigators to a man named Ronald Dominique. During questioning, Dominique began to talk. What he revealed stunned investigators. He confessed to killing dozens of young men, murders committed across multiple Louisiana parishes, crimes that had gone unconnected for years. Dominique described gaining his victims' trust. He offered rides, he offered help, then he killed. As detectives revisited old cases, the scope of the violence became clear. Victims once thought unrelated were now linked. Families who had waited years finally learned the truth. Justice had not been absent. It had been delayed. Ronald Dominique was charged with multiple counts of murder. He later pleaded guilty. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. For the families, the answers came. But the time lost could never be recovered. This case stands as a reminder. When crimes are viewed in isolation, patterns disappear. And when patterns disappear, justice is delayed. Justice Files is brought to you by Rooted Radio, because some killers are stopped far later than they should have been. Tonight, on Justice Files. Across the South, women were disappearing along highways, truck stops, rest areas, roadside towns. The crimes seemed random, they were not. One man was using the road to hide, and justice came only after years of travel. Brought to you by Rooted Radio. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, law enforcement agencies across several southern states investigated missing persons cases. Many involved women last seen near highways or truck stops. Because the disappearances occurred in different states, no single investigation connected them. The man responsible was Robert Ben Rhodes. Rhodes was a long-haul truck driver. He lived on the road, and he used that mobility to avoid detection. Women were abducted along his routes. Some were assaulted. Some were killed. For years, the crimes went unnoticed as part of a larger pattern. Jurisdiction lines protected the offender. The violence continued. The turning point came in 1990. After a routine traffic stop in Arizona, officers discovered a woman being held captive in Rhodes's truck. That discovery exposed the truth. As investigators searched his property and retraced his routes, the scope of his crimes became clear. Murders and assaults spread across multiple states. Robert Ben Rhodes was arrested and charged. He was later convicted of murder and other violent crimes. He received life sentences. For many families across the South, answers finally came, but only after years of silence. This case shows how easily violence can hide on the open road. When crimes move faster than communication, justice falls behind. Justice Files is brought to you by Rooted Radio, because some killers are only stopped when chance intervenes. Tonight on Justice Files. In Baton Rouge, women were being killed years after the city thought the danger had passed. Different neighborhoods, different victims, no immediate connection. Police believed the era of serial killings was over. It was not. Justice would come, but only after lives were taken. Brought to you by Rooted Radio. In the mid-2000s, Baton Rouge was still recovering from years of fear. Previous serial killers had been captured. Residents believed the worst was behind them. But another predator was already active. Women began turning up dead in their homes. The crimes appeared personal. Some victims knew their attacker. Others did not. At first, the murders were treated as separate incidents. Different scenes, different circumstances. The man responsible was Nathaniel Code. Code moved through Baton Rouge neighborhoods without drawing attention. He targeted women he knew or could gain access to. He relied on familiarity and surprise. Over time, the violence escalated. Multiple women were killed. Fear returned to the city. Investigators initially struggled to connect the cases. Some believed the killings were unrelated acts of violence. The turning point came when evidence and witness information began to align. A suspect emerged. Nathaniel Code was arrested. As investigators reviewed the murders together, a clear pattern formed. The killings were not isolated. Code was charged with multiple counts of murder. He later pleaded guilty. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. For the victims' families, justice finally came, but it came only after more lives were lost. This case shows how quickly danger can return when communities believe the threat is gone. Justice Files is brought to you by Rooted Radio, because justice delayed can repeat itself. Tonight on Justice Files. For years, young women disappeared across central Texas, small towns, back roads, no immediate answers. The man responsible had already been in prison once. He should never have been free. Justice would come, but only after lives were lost. Brought to you by Rooted Radio. In the late 1960s, Texas was shaken by the brutal murders of 3 teenagers. The crime was violent. Public outrage followed. The man responsible was Kenneth McDuff. McDuff was convicted and sentenced to death. For many, it seemed justice had been served. But years later, the sentence was overturned. McDuff's punishment was reduced. In 1989, he was released from prison. What followed was a failure of the system. Back on the streets, McDuff returned to violence. Women began disappearing across central Texas. Bodies were found in remote areas. Some victims were last seen at bars or social gatherings. Others simply vanished. The crimes appeared unrelated. Different towns, different circumstances. But the danger was the same. For years, McDuff moved freely, despite his past, despite warning signs. The turning point came when investigators began connecting the disappearances. Witness statements, vehicle sightings, patterns that should have been recognized earlier. Kenneth McDuff was arrested. As evidence mounted, the scope of his crimes became clear. Murders that never should have happened. McDuff was convicted again. This time the sentence stood. He was executed by the state of Texas. For the families, justice finally came. But it came only after irreversible damage. This case stands as a warning. When systems fail, danger is released back into the world. Justice Files is brought to you by Rooted Radio, because some crimes happen only after justice breaks down. Tonight on Justice Files, in Louisiana, women were being abducted from familiar places, parking lots, neighborhood streets, everyday routines. The crimes were quiet, the danger was underestimated, justice would come, but only after years of unanswered questions. Brought to you by Rooted Radio. In the early 2000s, communities across Louisiana were shaken by a series of disappearances. Women vanished after routine errands. Some were last seen near shopping centers, others near their own homes. Because the incidents occurred in different areas, the cases were handled separately. The man responsible was Gerald Bourdelon. Bourdelon lived an unremarkable life in Louisiana. He worked. He blended into the background. Over time, women were abducted, assaulted, and murdered. The crimes escalated. Despite similarities in the disappearances, no early connection was made. Families waited. Fear spread quietly. The turning point came when a surviving victim escaped. Her report led investigators to Bourdelon. Gerald Bourdelon was arrested. As evidence was reviewed, the scope of his crimes became clear. Multiple victims, years of violence. Bourdelon was charged with multiple murders. Before trial, he took his own life in custody. For families, answers finally came, but full justice never arrived. This case shows that justice does not always end in a courtroom. Sometimes it ends with truth alone. Justice Files is brought to you by Rooted Radio, because even partial answers come too late for the victims. Tonight, on Justice Files. In Texas, women were being murdered over a span of years. Different neighborhoods, different cities. No immediate connection. The killer kept moving. Justice would take time to catch up. Brought to you by Rooted Radio. In the late 1970s and early 1980s, Texas law enforcement investigated a series of murders involving young women. Some victims were abducted. Others were found weeks later. Because the crimes occurred in different areas, they were treated as separate investigations. The man responsible was Gary Green. Green lived and operated primarily in the Houston area. He appeared unremarkable. He blended into everyday life. Over time, women were attacked and killed. The violence escalated. Despite similarities in the crimes, no single agency connected the cases early on. Opportunities to stop the killings were missed. The turning point came when investigators finally linked evidence across cases. Witness statements and forensic details aligned. Gary Green was arrested. As detectives reviewed his history, the scope of his crimes became clear. Murders that had gone unsolved were now connected. Green was convicted of multiple murders. He was sentenced to death. For the victims' families, justice finally came. But it came after years of fear and loss. This case shows how easily violence can hide when crimes are scattered across a city. Justice Files is brought to you by Rooted Radio, because justice delayed still leaves a trail behind. Tonight, on Justice Files. In rural Mississippi, women were found murdered over a period of years. Different counties, different circumstances, no suspect. The crimes were treated as isolated. They were not. Justice would come, but far too late. Brought to you by Rooted Radio. In the late 1990s, several Mississippi counties were dealing with violent crimes that appeared unrelated. Women were found murdered in remote areas. Some cases involved sexual assault. Because the crimes crossed county lines, each investigation remained local. The man responsible was Edward Harold Bell. Bell was known to law enforcement. He had a history of violence, but he continued to move freely. Over the years, victims were attacked and killed. Families searched for answers. Connections were missed. Witness statements existed. Physical evidence existed. But the cases were never unified. The turning point came years later when investigators revisited old files. Patterns emerged, methods aligned. Edward Harold Bell was arrested. As detectives connected the crimes, the full scope of his violence became clear. Bell was charged and convicted. He was sentenced to life in prison. For families, justice finally arrived. But the wait had been long. This case shows how violence can hide in plain sight when systems stay divided. Justice Files is brought to you by Rooted Radio, because justice delayed still leaves damage behind. Tonight on Justice Files. For years, women were being murdered across Baton Rouge. Different neighborhoods, different circumstances. No arrests. Authorities told the public there was no serial killer. Families were told the cases were unrelated. But behind the scenes, a pattern was forming. And by the time it was finally recognized, the damage had already been done. Brought to you by Rooted Radio. In the early 2000s, Baton Rouge lived under a quiet fear. Women were being found murdered in their homes and neighborhoods. Each case seemed isolated. Each crime was treated as its own tragedy. But the killings continued. The victims came from different walks of life. Some were young, some were mothers, some lived alone. What they shared would not be fully understood until years later. As the bodies mounted, law enforcement publicly denied the presence of a serial killer. Officials feared widespread panic. They feared copycat crimes. They feared admitting they were losing control. Meanwhile, the killer adapted. The timeline stretched across years. Women were strangled. Some were sexually assaulted. Others were beaten or stabbed. Each investigation stayed within its own jurisdiction. Information was not shared quickly. Critical similarities went unnoticed. Witness descriptions varied. Composite sketches conflicted. Leads dried up. The turning point came when advances in DNA technology allowed investigators to compare evidence across cases. For the first time, the crimes were examined together. The results pointed to one man, Derek Todd Lee. Lee blended into everyday life in the Baton Rouge area. He worked, he socialized, he raised little suspicion. In 2003, Lee was arrested after DNA evidence linked him to multiple murders. The connection was undeniable. As investigators retraced his movements, the scope of his crimes became clear. The killings were not random. The warning signs had been there. Families learned their loved ones were part of a larger pattern, a pattern that had gone unrecognized for far too long. Derek Todd Lee was convicted of multiple murders. He was sentenced to death. Justice came. But it came late. This case stands as a warning. When patterns are ignored, when voices are dismissed, and when justice is delayed, Justice Files is brought to you by Rooted Radio. Because some stories don't end when the crime does.
I think that's it, man. Justice Files, Rooted Radio Morning Show. I appreciate y'all fucking with us, man. What, y'all thought I was asleep? It's over with, nigga. It's over with. Yeah, even the songs, them bitches done now. It's over with. Yeah, man.
The automated flow is stepping aside. Our host is in the building. Don't touch that dial. The conversation is live, straight ahead on Rooted Radio.
Big Rooted shit. So what I'm gonna do is stop this one. That way people can go back and fuck with the morning show. You get my point? And I'm finna create a new one, which is gonna be the Rooted Republic, Rooted Radio.